Alright, another example for programming in Python on a Mac. In this case is an example on how to include arithmetic in a Python program. Again, I want to open up a terminal. And in the terminal, I want to go back to the folder where I was doing my work in. So cd desktop / cpsc231. And again, I have my hello.py program. I want to open up an editor, and this time I'm going to start a brand new program. I'm not going to modify the program that I already have. I want to open up text edits. I don't have it here, so under applications, actually I'll use the other one. So if I go to my applications, and I can look for text edits and open it here. Okay, I want to create a new document. And I want to do some basic arithmetic in Python. So to do arithmetic, I need a number, and I'm going to take that number. So this is a variable that I call number, and I'm going to take as input from the user this number. Enter a number. Let's put a space there. And let's print the number that the user, actually let's do a new number. Or number A. Number A is equal to number plus 1, and print number, and this should be a different variable. It doesn't have to actually, but I'm going to make it a different variable. This is obviously doing some texts. It's doing some spell checking for me. This is another thing in TextEdit that will have to be turned off because we're going to be doing a lot of misspelling of words when we're programming. Anyway, I want to save this new file. File. Save. I want to save it under cpsc231, and I want to call it arith.py. Save. So I can do a listing when I'm in my my terminal, and there is the other program. All right, I want to run this, so Python 3, and I'm going to run arith.py. So it got to the first line of code, and it asked me to enter a number, so let's enter the number 22. Okay, my first error. Take a look at a few things here. So it says that in the file arith.py, this is the one I was trying to run, on line number 2, it says, and it copies the line right here. So it's having a problem with this line of code. So it's the second line, and it's where I add 1 to the number. And it says it has a type error. So there's something wrong with the type. Can convert from int to str. Int stands for integer. Str stands for a string. So it's trying to do some conversion between integers and strings. The problem is that when the user enters something, it's always treated as a string. So what is stored inside of here is a string. It is not a number, it is a string. I know that I entered the text 22, but it sees that as the character 2 followed by another character 2, and it's a string. You cannot do arithmetic with strings. So I need to tell Python explicitly that what was entered by the user needs to be treated as an integer. So the way that I can do that is by saying int the number. So it's saying take this number, convert it to an integer. So then it's going to look at the string and pull out of it the number 22. So it does some kind of a conversion. Okay, so I can save this, can hold the control key and hit the S. Hold down the command key and hit tab to get back to my terminal. Up arrow key to do the previous command and run it. So I'll enter the number 22 again. And there it added 1 to it, and it is happy. Right, I can do some other arithmetic. So let's do some division here. Let's say I want to divide by 1 is not particularly interesting, so let's divide by 2. And let's see what the result of that is. So I am going to run Python 3 arith.py again, and let's enter an odd number this time, 23. And it computed it correctly, and it said divided by 2 is 11.5. Sometimes I'm not interested in the decimal point, I just am interested in the integer division. To do that, I can do a double slash. It says just do integer division. I'm only interested in whole numbers, not in real numbers. Control key S, saving it, Command key Tab, and up arrow to get to my previous program. And I'll enter 23 again, and I get the whole number 11. A few other things I want to show. So another thing that we often do is we're interested in the remainder. So instead of saying I want the whole number from division, I'm interested in the remainder after the division. To get the remainder, we use the percentage sign. And this is a pretty common thing across programming languages. Often the percentage sign is used to get the remainder, and the remainder is referred to as modulo. Okay, so I will often say number modulo 2 gives me the remainder. Okay, save. Go to my terminal, previous command. I'll enter again the 23, and the remainder after division is a 1. I could run it again. If I enter 22, the remainder should be 0. If I go back to my program, I can, for example, do a remainder after division by 10, and that is always the last digit in the number. So save this, go to my terminal, previous commands, and let's enter 452, and the remainder after division by 10 in this case is a 2. There are many things that you can do, just like you would do in other mathematics. You can write down many mathematical expressions. So you can make your expressions here, your arithmetic expressions, as long as you want. You can add a plus 10, minus 7, etc. In your book, there is many ways of converting from a mathematical expression to an arithmetic expression in Python. So I'll save this and enter 3, 5, 9, and it did 8, plus 10 is 18, minus 7 will give you 11. So a basic example of doing arithmetic in Python on a Mac.